Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of TCC Talk, back today with another video. And in today's video, I'm going to be going over the recent announcement from the professor revealing the full deck list for each 4 decks in the Tolarian Community College and LSS starter kit, and also kind of talk about IRA and a new way to play IRA, which is, I think, really cool and really interesting, and also how those cards apply to, normal Katsu and the new normal CC meta. But we're also going to take a look at the IRA deck list really fast. I'm going to show you some key cards that I think are pretty nuts and even have some like normal play, but just kind of talk about it from a new player's perspective as well. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. Normally, you can see my face. Right now, it's early in the morning, and I have people walking around getting ready, so I'm taking the cam off and putting Katsu up there, although Katsu is probably an upgrade for me, to be honest. So if you want me to keep Katsu as my cam, let me know. That'd be actually kind of funny to keep that like that for a while. It actually makes it a lot less anxiety for me. I don't know why. If you're a long-standing supporter and you're back, also give me your opinion on Katsu in the cam box. Let me know what you think. And yeah, we'll get right into the video. So this is the video here. I'm going to link it down below. I'm not going to play the whole thing. I'm just going to kind of skip through it real fast and just kind of show you. It's Tolarian Community College. He's talking about all the different cards in each deck list, or at least the main ones, and kind of how it works. One of the biggest reveals from this couple things. One, as he states here in this area, somewhere around here, all of the heroes are going to be rainbow foil, which is really cool, including Ira. So that would be really nice. And then all of the new weapons that are haven't been brought into the game yet, as you can see right here, a Techo Blaster, are going to be cold foil. So that's really cool to have cold foil weapons, even if they are base level weapons. It's something that's not as common. So seeing that in the starter kit, it's really cool, both for new players to have a little something to collect, as well as for existing players to have a little more buy-in. The only difference is Ira's Edge of Autumn, which I find really cool, is going to come in rainbow foil, which I'm super excited about this. Being able to get this in rainbow foil black border is really nice. That's a really cool collectible piece for my Ninja collection. And yeah, he just goes through it, couple of the different key cards. The one big component that is new in this is the block mechanic. So these are block cards. It even says Mechanologist block, and there's Ninja block in here as well. The Mechanologist comes in a cycle, and it says when this defends, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's an Evo, put it on the bottom of your deck. Otherwise, keep it on the top of your deck, otherwise put it on the bottom. And they have a 0 for 4 block, right? It's basically 0 for 4 because you don't have to, it doesn't cost anything to play. You can use these to pitch and use these to block. I don't believe, unless they change the rules, you can block with this from Arsenal because it's not a defense reaction. However, the Ninja block, you can. The Ninja block specifically states, if I can find it here, I mean, we'll talk about it here in a second, but the Ninja block right here so it has Ambush, which is a new Ninja mechanic. While this is in your Arsenal, or at least it's started Ninja, you may defend with it, so it basically can act like a reaction. And the cool thing about this one doesn't come in red, only comes in yellow and blue, and I'm very sad about it. I wish they would have made it in red, but it's really cool because when this defends, create a Crouching Tiger in your banish zone. You may play it during your next turn. So it's a 0 for 3 at yellow. So I really like this, honestly. It's a 0 for 3 that can pitch for Kodachis. Actually, I don't know how this works for pitching for Kodachis. I guess it doesn't work for pitching Kodachis because it doesn't have the cost associated to it, right? So I guess, yeah, so I guess, I don't know. I don't think you can pitch for Kodachis. They're going to have to clarify that. Regardless, having a 0 for 3 that can also defend from Arsenal and can get around cards like Command and Conquer, right? You're able to block Command and Conquer with this. So this essentially works as a defense reaction against Command and Conquer without, it being a defense reaction, so it doesn't get stopped by Command and Conquer. So that's really cool. But definitely check out this video. It'll be down in the description below. Going through each deck list, the first one's Bravant. These are on the February website. I'll also link these for you guys so you can take a look at them. For anyone that's not aware, Bravant says you may have any number of chivalry in your deck. Whenever you protect another hero, create a might token. Protect means you may defend any hero attacked by an opponent with this if it's a card. So like his Bastion of Duty that has 2 temper, you're allowed to protect people with. And Bravant is all about getting chivalry tokens, which basically are 3 block protect, so he can just block for other people. And when he does that, you create a might token, and then might tokens, if I remember correctly, we're going to have to actually go to around the table here for 2 seconds. Might tokens, I think it's at the very bottom. this is what happens when you don't look. Okay, might tokens at the start of your turn, destroy this. Your next attack gets +1. So basically, with Bravant, you're trying to make a bunch of might tokens and then slam somebody for an insane amount of damage. So you have these cards with Tower, which normally come in for 9, or like this one comes in for 7, and it says if it has 13 or more, something happens, right? So basically, you're looking to try to make like 5 might tokens, or use this broken card we're going to talk about here in a second to be able to activate their tower effect and be able to come with like smack with reality for, if you have 5 might tokens, this is now a 14 power attack, and if it does it when it hits a hero, destroy all aura tokens they control. So really, really cool mechanic. So you're just trying to block with a bunch of these, make like 4 or 5 might tokens, and then be able to come in with one of these attacks for an insane amount. Even as Hammer says, once per turn action, pay 3 to attack. It normally costs 3. If you have a chivalry token in your pitch zone, this gets +1. So even that's pretty good. Hits that break point. So Bravant's really good. I actually think I agree with some of the people in chat the other day, is that Bravant's actually pretty good. Not just in a UPF setting, but in a normal setting, I think. Not because of like being able to make might tokens through chivalry. Yes, you have to protect others, but being able to play like you could play super defensive, or even not even worry about the chivalry tokens and just use stuff like Earth or Empowerment and go nuts. So let's talk about two specific cards here. One, people wish this card was in red, Boulder Drop. It has a crush mechanic. It's a 3 for 6 at yellow, 3 for 5 at blue. It says when this deals 4 more damage to a hero, they put a card from their hand on top of their deck. So basically forces them to discard a card, right? This is really good this would be super good at red, which is probably why they didn't print it at red, because it'd be a 3 for 7, and it would mean that if you didn't 2-card block it, or if you didn't card block it with an equipment, then you're going to have to get rid of a card anyway. So it basically forces out a 2-card block in some form or fashion. Having that at red would be super powerful. I remember Brian Gottlieb talking about yesterday in the LSS Twitter Spaces that he's very proud that they did some stuff with that's not a complete cycle, because he's like, people would really love red Boulder Drop, but that card's really, really good. I think people are going to be using that a lot. The other one that's key here, and the most broken one, is insane. It's Earthlow Empowerment. At the start of your next turn, destroy this. Then the next Guardian attack action card you play this turn costs 1 less and gets +5. This card's nuts. Like, being able to play, like, even in this deck alone, right? Being able to play, like, or not even this deck, but let's just talk about Chokeslam, right? At red, it's a 4 for 8. So you pitch a blue to play Earthlow Empowerment. And then this is good, like, especially if you have like, imagine Bravo going into a turn with a Seismic Surge token, right? He pops it, plays this. Now his next attack costs 2 less to play, and he gets +5. So red Chokeslam is going to come in for 12, right? And it's only going to cost 2 resources. Or I can't wait till they play this from Arsenal and then Crippling Crush Me, right? For 16. It's going to be pretty nuts. Like, this card, a lot of people were not upset about this card, but they were just like, why is Briar on this card? Why is this a Guardian action? I think that it's Guardians using Briar's like empowerment. That's why it's Earthlow Empowerment. They're using the Earth element to gain more power. I also think there might just be some Everfest is in Aria, right? So there are some associations with Earth and Guardian in general, especially like Starvo, right? So overall, this did make sense thematically for me. But this card's really freaking good. You could even just run it yellow for a little bit more pitch and get +4. I think this card might end up being a staple in like big smacky tempo Bravo decks. But yeah, Bravant's really cool. Next one is Melody, the one I'm super excited about. So Melody's pretty simple. You're trying to sing songs like not crowd control, that's bar block. But where is it? Oh, here's all our songs. You're trying to sing all these songs, and all these songs do something really nice for other people. And Melody is the most unimposing hero at start, and probably something. The cool thing about playing Melody is whenever you sing a song, create a copper token equal to the number of heroes in the game. So if I play Song of Yesteryears, and there's still all 3 heroes in the game, I get number of other heroes in the game. So I'll get 3 copper tokens, which is really cool. And for people who aren't aware, Copper tokens are pay 4, destroy, draw a card, go again. So you're trying to build up copper tokens and then play out like energy potion, stuff like that, and all these other stuff to be able to eventually come in with this card called Final Act. When this attacks, it gets plus X, where X is twice the number of cards in all pitch zones, right? So being able to make like 5, 6, 7 copper and then be able to, or more, and pitch a bunch of blues, even like, and then pop your E-Pot and basically have like 4 cards in your pitch zone, and then be able to give this like plus 5 or so, but it could even go higher, like plus 6, plus 7, and if you can somehow make people have pitch in their zones, it could be really good. But then you come up with Encore, which says return a bar attack action card from your graveyard to your hand, go again, and be able to attack with this again. You'd have to find a way to give Final Act go again. I'm pretty sure Time Snap Potion, that's what that's for. But yeah, there's just so many cool things about this deck. This deck is like so unimposing at first, but I think it could be really fun. But yeah, even like all of her abilities help other people. So you're not going to want to take Melody out in a UPF same first. It's going to be really interesting to see how she plays. I think she's one of my favorite heroes to try out of this kit just for fun. Next one is the Professor. The Professor's kit's actually really good. So the Professor has access to Firewall, which is basically a 0-4, 0-3, and 0-2 block action or block card. And when this defends, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's an Evo, keep it on top. If otherwise, put it on bottom. So the Professor says Evos cost 1 less to play for each opposing hero, and you may play your Evos from Banish Zone. So if you boost away, like if you play Overloop and you boost it, and you Evo away an Evo Scatter Shot, you can play Evo Scatter Shot for free because it costs 1 less for each opposing hero, and you're allowed to play it from your Banish Zone. So the Professor seems like he's quickly trying to get these out and then use them to help power up his Teklo Blaster, because like his chess piece says your blaster costs 1 less to activate for each opposing hero when you have it. So if all heroes are still in the game, this is a free 0-2. This one says your blaster gets go again. So like if you can get your chest and your legs out very quickly when no one's out of the game yet, this all of a sudden becomes a 0-2 go again until someone dies. This gives it +1, making it a 0-3. And then this says it can target any opposing hero, so you don't have to follow the UPF rules of only attacking to your left and right. You can attack across from you. But the Professor's basically trying to boost and keep pressure while also putting out Evos as quickly as possible, because they're cheaper the quicker he puts them out, pretty much. And then he has some really cool like big attacks like Mechanical Strength at red. This gets +X, where X is the number of Evos you have equipped. So if you can equip 4, this gets +4. It's a 3 for 9 at that point. Really, really powerful. Same thing with Apocalypse Automation. This attack gets up to X target. It can attack up to X target opposing heroes, where X is the number of Evos you have equipped. You only can play it if you have 1 Evo equipped. So if you have all 4 Evos late game, and everyone's still up, let's say people are low life totals, this is going to attack everyone for 6. You'll be Public Enemy number 1, but it's a really cool deck. So finally, the one that we all care about, Ira. So Ira is the only returning hero, and she has a lot of returning cards, right? So we'll talk about the returning cards real fast. Yellow Bittering Thorns is a common staple, and then she's around the Crouching Tiger archetype. So she has Blessing a Key here, Flex Claws, which we've seen before, Flying Kick's an obvious one, which is really cool in addition to this, Leg Tap, Predatory Streak, Key Unbound, Pouncing Key, Salt the Wound. All those are existing. We've talked about Bittering Thorns before. We finally get a 1-for-4 Bittering Thorns, which is insane. This is going to be used in every Ninja deck ever. Maybe except Benji, but even Benji could find use for this. This is going to be used in Katsu. This is going to be used in the Crouching Tiger Katsu. This will be used in Ira. This is just so good. Like off Ira's ability, this is a 1-for-5 on hit. Your next attack gets +1. So you could, Edge of Autumn for 1. Then you Bittering Thorns for 5. Let's say they don't fully block it out, and then you Leg Tap for 5, right, off of a blue. So you just did 11 damage on a 3-card hand, with some stuff. So really cool for that. She got a couple new cards. So 1, Mauling Key, which we've also talked about. When this hits, if a Crouching Tiger was the last attack in this combat chain, deal 1 damage to each opposing hero. So that's really cool for a UPF setting. Then she got Tiger Eye Reflex, which again is ambush. While this is in your arsenal, you may defend with it. When this defends, create a Crouching Tiger in your Banish Zone. You may play it your next turn. So being able to do like Tiger Eye Reflex, block 3 on your next turn, pitch a blue, Edge of Autumn for 1, hit with your Crouching Tiger for 1 because it gets +1 from Ira's ability, and then being able to come in with like a Mauling Key for 5 on hit. Everyone else gets a point of damage. Really, really cool things to do. The only thing about this deck is there's no way to give multiple Tigers +1 in a row currently right now. The only way to do it is through sequencing of other cards. Like, there's no Roar the Tiger in here, which honestly I wish they would have done 2 Roar the Tigers, but it's fine. It's not that big a deal. Like, if you play Yellow Predatory Streak, the only way you're going to give both of these Tigers +1 is if you play, like, you play Predatory Streak, you pitch a blue, you Edge of Autumn, then you play the first Tiger for +1 from Ira's ability, then you use the last point in your blue to play Burying Thorns if it hits, then you play the next Tiger for +1, right? So, or you play Growl, which can give your next Crouching Tiger +1. So you're going to have to sequence in cards in order to give these Crouching Tigers constant +1. You do have access to Terry and Shuko, which is really nice. Destroy this, next Crouching Tiger you play gets +2. Blood Scent, destroy this, gain 1 resource, activate this ability only if you've attacked with a Crouching Tiger this turn, which is really nice. This also has Battle Worn, this has Battle Worn, this has Battle Worn. So, like, all these cards have Battle Worn except for the headpiece. We have Mask of 3 Tails, which is really cool. It's like a poor man's Mask of Momentum. This will be a really good card for new players. If you're a new player, this is probably the best headpiece you can have before you buy Mask of Momentum. It really is. Maybe Mask of Pouncing Leaks could be argued for, but this one is just so nice. And then Pouncing Paws, which I'm trying to make work in my new Tiger Katsu build. Destroy this, create a Crouching Tiger in your Banish Zone. You may play it this turn. So being able to string out a bunch... The power turn of this deck is to be able to string out a bunch of Crouching Tigers and, like, small attacks, and then come in with, like, either Assault the Wound or a Flying Kick at the end of your turn. So really, really cool. I think, honestly, the strongest deck is Bravant. I think Bravant's just going to absolutely smack people and hit people for a ton of damage. But in a UPF setting, Bravant might also be the biggest, person everyone's trying to take out first. So, yes, he's going to block for other people, but he's also probably going to be kind of looked at. He's going to have to play a lot of politics to stay in the game, in my opinion. But we'll kind of see how that goes. But, yeah, super excited for this. This kit is so awesome. I mean, this kit is so good for new players. So much fun. Super excited to see how people take it and how people run with it. There's something for everyone. There's a really powerful hero in Bravant. There's a really just solid hero in the Professor. There's a really fun hero that can do really neat things like Melody. And then there's an old-time hero that helps you learn the basics of Flesh and Blood. They did a really good job at talking through this set, and I'm really excited to see where it goes. But yeah, if you like this type of content, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'm going to be doing daily updates on the spoilers. We already had a couple today, but I'm going to wait till the end of the day to release the video, or just have the video go out first thing tomorrow morning while the next day spoilers are going out, so you can get a wrap up. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are, what you're excited for, what you've seen so far that you really enjoy. There's been some crazy dash boost cards already, or just boost cards in general for mech. So super excited about that. But yeah, thank you all so much, and I'll see y'all next time on TC Talk.